Hey guys, my name is Nate, and today I want to talk about a topic of why video games aren't bad, and why parents are usually at fault when it comes to children being introduced to very adult themes. So, the ESRB rating is on every single video game inside the United States, which means this is the recommended age someone should be when they play this game. If you give your 8-year-old a copy of Call of Duty when it clearly says M for 17 and then complain he's swearing or learning bad behavior, it is nothing but your fault because you bought him the game. He can't buy it himself. He has to show some sort of ID to buy an M-rated game. That is literally your fault as a parent. You are being a bad parent. Every game, even online games that you download, have ESRB ratings that tell you what age group and what demographic the game is targeted towards. If it's E for everyone, that's like 12 years and younger, you know, that's for everybody, you know. But and then you go to teen, which is like, you know, this has some suggestive themes and it would be better if you were more mature, as in 13 and up. And then there's rated M games, which is you need to be 17 years old, almost an adult, to be able to buy this, but you can buy it as long as you have a parental authority with you. Alright? And then there is rated R games, which in my experience, I think I've only seen 2, and that's where you literally have to be above 18 and have proof of identification that you're above 18, as in driver's license. And the ESRB rates games every time they come out. There has never been a game released inside the United States since 2000 that has not had an ESRB rating. Even indie games that are released on Steam have an ESRB rating, because you're not legally allowed to sell a game unless it has an ESRB rating inside the United States. So when you complain about your child learning bad behavior and your child becoming a bad person because of a video game, it's not the video game's fault. It's your fault as a terrible, crappy parent who doesn't take responsibility for anything. Actually become a parent and actually teach your kids. Alright? I was like 8, 9 years old when I started playing GTA. You know, I played it on PSP or whatever. Here's the thing. I was a very mature child. I actually knew a lot of adult stuff by the time I was 10 and 11 years old. I knew how the real world worked. I knew what to say and when to say it and what's appropriate and what's not for real life. And I could tell the difference between what you can do in a game and what you shouldn't do in public. And because of that, my parents trusted me. They sit down and talk to me about buying me games that were out of my age demographic. And I just told them straight up. I said, Mom, I'm a mature kid. I never get in trouble. You know, I have decent grades. I think I can handle it. And I did. And I became a well-adjusted adult because of it. And it's because my parents took the time to sit down and talk to me about it, to the point to where they were actually worried whether or not this game would corrupt my mind. And they took responsibility. If they bought me a game and I said, Mom, this game makes me feel really uncomfortable because there's so much violence and stuff, which I never did. If I had said that to my parents, though, they would have taken the game away from me because they're responsible parents. Or if they saw it was affecting me in some way, they would take it away from me, like responsible parents. You all think your kids are ready for stuff, but you actually need to sit them down and talk to them and actually have a discussion like a normal parent and see if your kid is prepared for this kind of mental impactment on video games, because video games at the end of the day are not at fault for your terrible parenting. And that's all I wanted to say about this, and I guess I kind of ranted for a while, but someone has to say it. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.